heart's breaking. You know I want you for my love. Knows I gotta fly. Where to draw the line? I'm working on my ego. Before we go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Kevin Afoko, aka zachandbro. We're back here with Wonder Wednesday, episode 64 in video. Last one was in video. This one's in video. It's been a minute. I know I hadn't podcast in a minute, and I know you guys probably missed it. Probably not. But at the same time, I wanted to bring it back because we have a lot of crazy topics to talk about, and why not bring the original guests back up on the podcast. We got Emmanuel, we got Oni, and we got Temi. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
My name is Emmanuel. It's nice to be back. It's been a long time, since we've been doing this podcast, and I'm looking forward to this podcast. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, sir. Oni.
Man,
He has to get himself riled up and prepared. It's been so long. Got to put my speaker voice on.
Don't forget to drink water. Welcome to the Wonder Wednesday podcast, everybody. It's your boy 21 Cabbage back at it again. Slaughter Gang Cabbage back on beat, back in your ears. Glad you're listening. You already know who it is. It's your boy Kevin on there. It's your boy Emmanuel. My name is Oni. I'm just here to have fun. I don't know what I'm doing. Everything I'm saying is coming up to my mind.
He's a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
One Savage.
Yo, my name's Temi. Haven't been on here in a while, but it feels good to be back. Let's see what topics we can talk about today.
Oh yeah, we definitely got a lot of juicy things.
By the end of this podcast, we didn't nothing. Let's keep going.
We're hoping that Temi doesn't get canceled at the end of the podcast because the topics are going to be super controversial.
Oh my God.
We have things about relationships. We have things about finances. There's a lot of things we're about to get into. So, again, as y'all know, this is the Wonder Wednesday podcast where we explore different topics and discover them together. So again, everybody here has their own thought processes and perspectives, and that's the whole point of it. We want to really kind of see it from everybody's point of view and kind of come to a middle ground or even agree to disagree. So, and our very first topic that we're going to get into is the Will Smith and Chris Rock slap during the Oscars Academy Award about 2 weeks ago now, which is crazy to think it's been that long ago. But it's crazy because this entire situation has kind of had a ripple effect into now Will Smith's marriage with Jada Pinkett Smith, and the reason why he even went up and confronted Chris Rock in the first place. People making comparisons of if it was The Rock presenting the awards or cracking the jokes on stage that Will wouldn't have done that. Of course, he chooses the easy target and such. But now we're getting into some dangerous waters when it comes to Jada and Will's marriage. And there's even when you search online about both of them, it's people are going through timelines of times that they were announcing they were divorced, and then Will having to come out and say no, they're not and such. Even Jada Pinkett Smith's little red table talk, and she and Willow and Will have been at the table talking about Jada's entanglement and all this nonsense. So, gentlemen, just to begin, how do you guys feel? What was your initial reaction to the slap? Did y'all think it was real? Was it fake? Because again, this is a prestigious stage. These are Academy Award winning people that are there. People have won Oscars in the past. This is an event with the red carpet and everything like that. What was your initial reaction to the slapping?
I lucky thought it was fake.
Feel that?
Yeah, I thought it was fake at first.
I thought it was a way for them to make the Oscars more entertaining and stuff, get more clickbait and all that kind of stuff.
I agree.
Even the way he walked up and slapped him, I was like, slaps like that. But then as time went on,
I'm not gonna hold you. That was a feisty slap.
It was.
Yeah, it came off from his shoulder. He didn't. I don't know, bro. He walked up to him, swung his shoulder up, his hand came up, then it contacted. But at first, I was like, "Ain't no way this is real." And then as 2 days go by, and I'm seeing all this shit on social media, I'm like, wow, he really went up there and slapped him after he was laughing at the joke. And I'm like, that's just weird behavior.
It's such a duality. You think that, he was initially enjoying the joke, and it's that scene, that moment that you saw Jada Pinkett's smirk, or that face she made. It's he turned over, his mood completely changed. He's like, oh, my wife isn't having it, then I'm not having it. I'm going to do something about it this time.
That just shows that he doesn't, his emotions aren't his own. He doesn't control his own emotions.
Exactly. He's being emotionally manipulated, whether voluntarily or involuntarily.
Yeah, which is not a good look on him. Let's just say that, because he's the face of the simp community right now, for being honest.
Did you say he's the face of the simp community?
Would you like to elaborate on that?
Wait,
I mean, he's just down bad right now. Let's just say that, bro.
Okay.
He's just down bad.
Fair enough. Now, with that, now we're starting to see, you know, the transcendence of like Jada and Will Smith's relationship. There was also a letter that Willow Smith had written when she was a child. I think we were thinking about when she was 9-10 years old, and she was pretty much wishing and hoping, you know, Tupac were to come back, because Tupac, if you guys don't know, you know, legendary rapper, hip hop artist, from the 90s. He was in a relationship briefly with Jada Pinkett Smith. Now we're seeing a different layer to this, in which maybe she still reminisces about him. She's told even a little Willow, about him, even though that's not her biological father. It's only, you know, a distant boyfriend that she had in the past. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, I can look it up verbatim and read it out to y'all.
Yeah,
just
I didn't really know what it says, but I feel like...
Please read it out, Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah, read it out.
Right, I can read it out. The letter states, "Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. I think that my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back so mommy and me can be happy? I wish you were here. I really do. Love, Willow."
That's disrespectful.
That's crazy.
Imagine your daughter out here with a published letter talking about how your wife used to get clapped and creamed by a dead man, and she like, I want you back in her life. What are you supposed to even do about that? What are you supposed to even do about that?
Honestly, bro, I was taking L's, bro. L's after L's after L's, bro. Because how does she even know about him?
The only way that she can know is if her mom kept telling her about it. Because no 9-year-old will just go up and create something like that. Like you're telling me that her mom didn't plant some seeds and tell her all about her past.
Women, I mean, most women they sometimes do that to their kids. Like they plant
Yeah, my mom did that to me. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie.
My mom did that. My mom did that to me low key with my dad, because I didn't really know my dad that much. But ever since I got to like understand my dad, I kind of like, damn, my mom is like she nags all the time. I mean, not that, but like the things that she said that wasn't actually true. She just said it out of anger. So
but that's another man. That's not her. That's not her dad. Like my mother would never, ever in her life talk to me about any past relationship for my father.
Actually,
in the sense,
my mom has done that too. I'm not even gonna cap, but not in the sense that she wants to go back to it. She just told me. I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's weird.
I'm gonna get canceled at the end of this podcast. I already know.
Nobody's getting canceled. Stop that nonsense.
I actually hope they cancel me.
Hey, but remember, so this joke, going back now to the Chris Rock joke, it stemmed from Jada Pinkett Smith's alopecia. If you guys don't know, alopecia is sudden and significant hair loss, so essentially the individual becomes bald. However, it is not a drastic or life-threatening disease. It is just a condition. So that's one thing that people really need to compare or understand the comparison or distinction between those two things.
Every African man damn near has alopecia. What the heck?
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys follow Jada Smith. I don't know if you guys follow her TikTok. So she actually said something about her hair. She said that she doesn't really care about whoever makes fun of her hair. But if she's literally contradicting herself, because like she actually did care about what Chris said. Like literally made a whole little joke where she rolled her eyes and made Will activate his simp mode. Like then she was probably lying on TikTok then to her freaking fans. I don't know.
I could see both ways, because the joke was made in like a very public setting, so it's like nobody wants to get made fun of.
It wasn't a joke that deserved a slap though. Like, bro,
that's not what he's saying.
I'm saying she probably doesn't care, but like the scene it was made in is kind of like, imagine like someone like jones on you. Yeah, exactly. It's embarrassing. Someone's like just packing on you or joining on you in front of like national television. You're gonna feel some type of way, even if it's like, you know what I'm saying. So maybe that's what she was going through at the time, but Will Smith just took it like a completely different way. You feel me?
Yeah,
I don't know, bro.
Hey, you know what's messed up? And I know Kevin's about to say it. She said, I wish she didn't hit him. Man.
Yep, and that's exactly what I was getting into. So now after the entire situation now, we have Jada coming out saying she wished that he never confronted Chris Rock the way he did. That she was upset about it, but I'm sure she could have gotten over it, blah, blah, blah. And mind you, like, there was a couple being made fun of prior in the same clip of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I forget their names, but he literally was like, oh, if his wife doesn't win an Oscar, then he can't win an Oscar. Will Smith has to beat him, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, you know, he was poking fun at everybody. It wasn't them specifically that night. But obviously, a G.I. Jane reference, if you guys don't know. And I didn't even need to know what G.I. Jane was to understand the reference at all. I mean, if you know G.I. Joe, you know they're militant men. You know that they probably have buzz cuts or they're bald or whatever the case is, right? So I get the reference. I get the joke. G.I. Jane 2, she's going to be in the sequel. Ha, ha, ha. I don't understand as to why somebody who initially found the joke hilarious themselves decides to just go bipolar in the span of 5 seconds, come up on national TV, literally worldwide, even, you know, Japanese news networks and all that got the actual explicit version because their news networks weren't ready for that. Obviously, like in America, like they're like 30 seconds, a couple seconds ahead, so they can censor things before they happen and such on national TV.
Okay. And it's really telling because
I didn't know you could go.
I was gonna say, and it's really telling because his initial reaction was laughing. I told someone I compared it to, like, imagine someone pulls a gun or a weapon out on you. Your initial reaction is gonna be the most, like, quick automatic reaction, like, oh snap, that's kind of wild. Like, you're gonna jump back or step back or whatever. So him laughing and then looking over at her. There's no way you can tell me he did not find that joke funny. If you put him on a lie detector test right now, I promise you he'll fail it with the swiftness.
I feel like he saw it as a chance to, like, probably, like, gain some manly points. I think that's what he was going for. I think that's what he was going for. Because honestly, but even before that situation, niggas was like he's been doing entanglement with that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? So niggas already was on his ass. You feel me? Yeah. So I feel like he was trying to gain some manly points, but it's not turning out. He won.
Gaining manly points by slapping another man in public.
Yeah, no, it's like come on, it's like some hood shit type shit. Like, don't mess with it.
We're in the hood. What?
He's from Philadelphia. Man, he got a little hood in him. Just a little bit.
He was a rapper back in the day.
But what was I saying? Like, and he's a comedian too, in some aspect. And he's from the older school part of comedy where it's like, this shit was, I'm not condoning the joke per se, but he didn't need a slap. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, his own co-star in Bad Boys, Martin Lawrence, made a joke one time because I saw the videos floating on Twitter before I got off, talking about how I think her name was the Brat. I think that's who it was in the audience with her new boyfriend. He was like, the Brat in the audience with her new boyfriend, and I used to fuck it. Like, bro,
hey, yo, that's wild,
bro. Please, I'm gonna send y'all the video when I can. He said wild. It. Like,
he said even the dude was laughing at the joke.
Oh, so the dude was laughing at the joke too. Like, bro, like, come on now. Your first reaction is always the most true reaction.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
That's true. I agree. I think he actually found it funny. So it's kind of been.
He did.
It's just a whole, like, weird transition that he made to just go up on stage, and it's just the way it happened. It just looked so dramatized that I didn't believe it at the beginning. I remember people were talking about it on Twitter initially, and I didn't see the clip. And I was like, oh, you know, that was just probably like some playful skit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. But, like, then people really started to show the actual video, and I'm like, wow, this
you want to know what else made me not believe it? Because when he was walking away, he had, like, a little smirk
on his face. Exactly. You know, he, like, puffing up his shoulders a little bit, like, oh, I just did that type shit.
Yeah.
Man was walking with a pimp walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
Jojo walk. Jojo Bizarre Adventure walk.
Okay. Man's just walking like Joseph Joestar. Like, that's weird.
So.
What's up to say?
Let's talk about the video. Let's also talk about what I don't know, Kevin. The video. That video.
My favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, the video that got leaked.
My favorite part of the whole thing was Jada Smith came on Twitter saying, and that's how we do it. Someone quoted it saying, "Ain't this you?" And it was a clip montage of him getting his ass beat at Karate Kid.
I didn't see that. I saw that retweet. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Oh, you guys didn't see the video where like Jada was recording him out of nowhere about the
marriage therapist. I saw
yeah.
that.
Yep, I saw that too.
Like, bro, I saw the pain in his eyes, bro. That guy needs help. We need to help him. Like, bro.
Let's be honest.
Like, oh,
there's no respect there. There's no respect.
There's no respect in the
bro,
relationship.
that girl, nobody respects him anymore, bro. He's tired. He wants. He's
not tired, bro. Because if he was tired, he would have left. He's not tired. Trust me.
He wants problems always.
He's not tired, bro. When he's tired, he's gonna leave. That's all I'm gonna say.
He will eventually. He will, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of men have probably expressed their sympathies for what he's going through in his marriage, how unstable it's been. The fact that Jada has even said that she never even wanted to marry Will in the first place, that can be really diminishing and heartbreaking.
That's wild. That's not even hard. That's wild. Yeah. That's bounds for divorce right there. Bro.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. It really is. You know,
that's wild.
So, you know, the slap has had a significant effect on Will Smith's career and Jada Pinkett Smith's career, even the kids, and now even as much with that, Chris Rock. Initially, his tickets to go see his stand-up performances were $46. Now you can find them for like from $400 to even $1,000 on Ticketmaster.
He made a check, bro. You see what being a composed nigga with like common sense gets you, and it brings you a bag, bro.
First of all, he ate the slap. Let's talk about that. He ate the slap,
bro,
and kept his professionalism. Not many people can pull that off. I think he did a good job.
He didn't go public with it, so like people wanted to hear his side, and boom.
And he
the man desired to supply. Boom.
Look, man, I've been telling people, if that was any other comedian,
if that was Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
would have been crying. No, not even that. Not even on the thing that he wouldn't slap him.
Kevin Hart.
If he would have slapped Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, any of these other like
they would have whopped him back.
They would have hit him, but in a sense, if they didn't hit him, I promise they would have been cracking jokes for the rest of the show. They would have been.
Yep.
Dave Chappelle, if you thought Will Smith was crying, Dave Chappelle would have had buckets under his Will Smith's seat full of tears.
Yeah.
Nah, that would be a 3-part special on Netflix.
No cap.
Dave Chappelle will take that and run. Sprint.
Yeah, Kevin, I promise you not. He would have lit a cigarette and be like, all right, nigga, you want to do that? Bet.
Yeah.
The best part of the night was Lupita, her face changing.
Oh my gosh, her reaction was hilarious. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Like, oh my god.
She was laughing a little bit.
She was chuckling because she was thinking it was a joke or a skit or something they'd arranged. You know what I'm saying? But like, you could see the seriousness in her face a little shortly. Like on the second time you was saying keep my wife's name out your mouth, it seemed very apparent to her that this wasn't a joke. You know,
Chris Rock, I'm never forgiving Will Smith. He slapped me in front of Beyonce.
Yeah, not Beyonce.
So with this whole situation, Will Smith is now banned from the Academy Awards for 10 years.
10 years.
He is eligible still to receive an Oscar, but however, he won't be there on the scene to be able to receive it. So this is honestly a slap on the wrist in terms of a punishment, in my opinion.
Because if I'm a celebrity and I don't actually have to go out to the red carpet, that's nothing.
Exactly.
Like, I can just sit
it depends it depends if you like that shit.
I don't think Will Smith goes for that type of stuff, so I think he'll be alright.
Yeah. And I mean, he's been to so many at this point. Like, he's not missing out anymore at this point.
Yeah, but 10 years is long, though. That's the only thing.
It is long. I mean, he's going to be in his 60s by then, so it's definitely
that shit gonna fly by.
Yeah, it will. Most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, not for me. I don't want 10 years to fly by for me. But yeah.
Papa Kevin.
No, don't call me that. All right. So I mean, this was a really unfortunate situation that has turned into something bigger and has dug treacherously deep now into their relationship. So I'm just hoping for the best for them. I mean, hopefully they actually separate for the betterment of them and even for their family. Because
that relationship was done, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but they gotta
it was already in turmoil before that event even transpired, it seems. So
I don't even want them to try to work it out, bro. Just end that shit. Jada does not want to be there.
Clearly, yeah.
She doesn't like. It's so obvious, bro. But
yeah.
It's like Will is like being oblivious.
Hey, money will make anybody stay in.
But he has money. He can
get that money, make a bitch deal.
So I'm about to say something kind of bizarre, but Will has money. He can get any woman if he wanted to. So how come he's just like giving himself headache with a one woman that doesn't even want him?
He has morals and values that he abides by. You know.
Have you ever heard the phrase? Have you ever heard the phrase "the devil you know" type shit? It's like he's already used to it type shit. So it's like, why would he go try to start something new? You feel me?
Yeah, when there's something that's more familiar to him that he's comfortable with. Yeah.
I do believe he's in love with her. I just don't feel like it's mutual.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely not mutual.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's not mutual.
All right. Well, with
What's the
that,
next topic?
we are going to segue into our next topic. And this is a bit of a depressing one, but it needs to be talked about. And it kind of goes in tandem with what we've been talking about in terms of relationships, unsteady ones, seeing the early indicators of an unsteady relationship, whether somebody is psychotic or crazy or whatever terminology you want to use for it. But unfortunately, an African American man, Christian Obumseli, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right, has passed away about a week ago now. By his white girlfriend, Courtney Clenny. She's 25, and she has been the now alleged perpetrator of his stabbing. He was stabbed to death in their luxury high-rise condominium out in Miami, Florida. And now, again, a week later into this entire case, there have been no criminal charges filed on anybody, including the girlfriend who was there at the scene of the crime. And she was later admitted into a psychiatric ward facility after the entire situation. She was also seen in public in which she was confronted by, I think, some people that were saying, you murdered your boyfriend. What are you doing out here? And now here we are at the situation. Still no charges have been filed. Police haven't done anything to pursue this. And mind you, she's the OnlyFans model. So, gentlemen, what do you guys think about this entire allegation? How do you feel about Courtney saying that he was somebody who would have probably put her hands on him, so that would call for self-defense? And especially now we have the family mourning and seeking justice for the entire situation, because now they're thinking that white privilege is involved with why she's able to get away scot-free.
That's BS. What do you mean maybe would have hit her? Did she, I don't know anything in the investigation of that other stuff, but it sounds like bullshit to me.
Assuming they're giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
She's white. Of course they will.
Yeah, which has to do with white privilege, which I could see that. You feel me? Because, how you going to bring up a hypothetical? We have cold hard facts, and she stabbed him, he died. But they're saying, okay, he seems like he would have been the type to abuse her. So it's self-defense. That's like bringing up something that didn't happen. That's
mischaracterization, what they're trying to do to a man that's dead and can't defend himself. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
but it's like
white privilege. Back at it again.
Yeah, and I mean, mind you, the detectives chose to have Clenny Baker acted, or under the Baker Act, meaning that she was admitted to the mental health facility for treatment after the entire situation. She's apparently somebody who's also a survivor of previous domestic violence and maybe past relationships she's had, and that's all understandable. Again, as family, especially the cousins, are coming out talking about how Christian wasn't a man to put his hands on anybody. He was very peaceful, calm, collective. What makes you guys think would have led his girlfriend to inevitably stab him? Do you really think he had done something so violent or so vile to her that would call for her to take drastic means to protect herself?
One of my friends said they had a toxic relationship, low key. So behind they would probably just argue a lot type shit. It was probably just an argument that led to something, or something. It was probably about some dumb shit. It's usually always about some dumb shit, but it just escalated into that unfortunate situation happened. You feel me?
Yeah.
But apparently they were very toxic, behind closed doors, because of course they wanted to keep their social media image up. You feel me?
Exactly.
The guy never even liked black women, I guess. He looks like a very toxic person.
I mean,
I can't say that.
We can't assume. We definitely can't assume based on, the tweets that he had made. And mind you, these are tweets from 2012. So let's really do the math here. His 28th birthday, I think, would fall under this week, I think. That's
means 10 years ago.
Yeah, he was just an adult. He had just become an adult.
He was 18.
A lot of people have said things.
He just graduated high school.
Exactly. A lot of people have said things that they don't mean and have been posted on social media.
Absolutely.
Honestly, that's a weird fucking what's the word? That's a weird trait that people do. Like once something happens to somebody, the first thing they do is go look through
Go
their
look and
tweets.
dig in their past.
Like that's very weird in my opinion.
Bro, he doing people career. Look at brother. Where's he at now?
Honestly, he fell off. I ain't even gonna cap. He fell off. He fell off.
They found his tweets. They found his tweets from like 2011, 2012, and then he got jumped in like I think 2020. And
crazy.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what I think about it. I don't even think we're ever gonna really get the truth. I believe because I'm being very cynical right now, only because I feel like that's how this type of stuff works. Because she's gonna get a really good lawyer and find a way to get out of it.
It's gonna be easier for him to get out of it because
we lost another brother.
He can't defend himself. It's gonna be way easier for him.
That's true.
Yeah,
he's not here to
because like it's her word against and nothing. Pretty much type shit. You feel me?
Literally,
except her actions. But like but
and mind you, again, so you guys got to remember he's a Nigerian brethren like you gentlemen. So you know the fact that he's came out and was dissing foundational Black Americans on social media for years. Like I'm gonna quote some of the tweets that he said previously. Like these are the 2012 ones, full of ignorant Black women. He said, Akata, why is there always that one ghetto Black boy in the back talking throughout class? Get out, chill, LOL. The way Black girls disgrace themselves on TV. Once again, I'm tired of these Black girls in my government class. You can see the disdain. You can see the agony that he's had towards Black women, and it's really weird and odd. Yet, and now even some of the Nigerian Americans or people that are African have even come out with their own opinions after especially seeing the tweets and his patriotism towards white women, that be careful what you wish for, essentially. You wish this upon yourself. Yeah. You see the domestic situations that end up in certain relationships and situations. And you have to remember the way the court systems are, just in general, like in relationship like this, again, if the the situation was flipped, by now Toby would probably be incarcerated. Probably no trial would have been held for him. No way to defend himself because
he would not have beat this case so easily. This man would have been in lockdown.
Even if it was self-defense.
3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I do not like the fact that people are using his tweets against him because, like, at the end of the day, this nigga, this man died, bro. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? They're trying to find something to turn against him. So if he didn't like Black women, that's his preference. I mean,
and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
We can't judge him for his preference, even though the way he went about expressing his preference was very
it's blatant.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest. We can judge him about his preference because it's one thing. If you like what you like, it's okay. It's another thing, but it's a whole other thing to degrade a whole other group of people. What I'm saying is, he was 18 at the time. This is 2012. I'm not saying that he was right. I'm saying people can change. I want to give some people the benefit of the doubt, especially when think of us at 18. At 18, did we really have our heads on right? But let's be honest. A lot of these high school boys just think the same way of these tweets right now, and they're probably going to change that pretty soon. So,
and then I was watching another podcast. It was like on Saturday. It was talking about it was like the same situation. It was like a Nigerian. He's famous now for a podcast. I think it's called like things white people need to know or something like that. But he was talking about how the way he grew up in a white school type shit. So it's like he had more white culture.
The misnomer, the outlier.
Yeah, he had more like what's the word? He acted more white, but he was Nigerian. So it's like, so he knew the Nigerian culture, but he had more white. Like I forgot the word.
Okay, and he grew up in Texas. So Texas, you're either going to be in a majority white school, a little bit of a mix, or majority black school. So
yeah, so I'm assuming he grew up in probably an all white school, and then he probably in Texas. You definitely gonna experience racism. Probably hang around the wrong people, started seeing the racism. Probably just tag along with
Texas without racism.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, I don't think he deserved what happened to him because even though his preference, I don't agree with his preference personally, but like I don't think that's.
I surely don't.
Yeah, that's not.
I surely don't agree with his preference. Ooh, Lord.
But he does not deserve what happened to him. I do.
Yeah, he didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. So,
no man deserves to die like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, I hope, well wishes to the family. Rest in peace to Christian himself. It's really saddening to hear any type of death in the Black community. And I just hope we can all take something from situations like these and carry it into our own relationships, our own friendships, and people that we associate with, because it's important to know the people that you're surrounding yourself with, you know, and it's important to really take care of yourself and be aware, because again, the person you love can sometimes inevitably stab you in the back.
I feel like people feel something bad happens.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, if anybody here is experiencing domestic violence, please don't hesitate to call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to thehotline.org. Make sure you guys use your resources, because I know with the pandemic, you know, a lot of us have gone through things mentally, physically, and have been drained by, you know, the financial burden or just overwhelmment from everything that's transpired. So yeah, just keep yourself, you know, calm, collected, and use your resources. All right, with that, we're going to segue into another somber and morbid topic, and that is the unfortunate passing of Goonew, who it was a DMV artist, hip-hop, trap, rap, somebody who was very close into pretty much our age group. You know, he was 24 years old, passed away in PG County, and was shot to death. He was paramedics and ambulances were called at the scene, and took him to a hospital where he later died, unfortunately. So what is you guys' thoughts, first of all, I guess, on the whole murder and the situation, before we get into the ultimate embalming of his body at Bliss nightclub? And mind you, like, the reason why I really want to talk about this is that this made national headlines. You know, Philip DeFranco, who's one of my favorite newscasters and commentators on YouTube, even picked up this story and clickbaited it, which I kind of found a little odd, but at the same time, you know, YouTube algorithm is odd. But again, I just want to know you guys' opinion. I know Temi for sure has listened to Goonew, but how do you guys feel after his death, his unfortunate passing?
It's a sad thing to say that it's not surprising in the sense that people live what they rap about at the end of the day. And I don't really want to go too specific into whatever may have led up to his death, but you know, we've seen it in the last even like 5 years. We've seen all these rappers die. For example, Young Dolph, probably the biggest name. I think it was either earlier this year or late. Pop Smoke, especially, and he was killed by a kid that was like 18 or 19 years old.
Young. Same with Young Dolph. They were like 16. And XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle.
Who else? Nipsey Hussle. There's more, and not even just like dying for murder, just dying off of like incidental suicide. I won't say accidental. It's like Juice WRLD. Mac Miller, Lil Peep, names just to name a few, and it's like you don't really like. How can you help someone that has all the money in the world? Not saying that this guy had all the money. How can you, like, people only like your rap songs for the most part if it's talking about murder, drugs, sex, whoever, living life, popping in the club, that type of stuff. But when you die from rapping about that stuff, people are always like, what happened? So I don't try to like find out the reason. I really don't know what to say. It's just unfortunate. And
yeah, it was unfortunate.
I don't feel like anything's going to change anytime soon.
Surprisingly, I did not listen to his music as much as you think I did, actually.
I've never heard of him until it happened, unfortunately.
It was definitely something that shook the DMV, because once it happened,
everybody
a lot of people were kind of a lot of people like felt it. You see what I'm saying?
Listen to him through high school type thing, you know, middle school, high school.
I kind of agree with Oni. It's just like that rap culture. Well, I feel like people tend to rap what they live, so it's like that culture tends to end with like
homicide.
Yeah, another one. King Von, God rest his soul.
Yeah, that's another one. But I don't know how I felt about how they celebrated his funeral, for being honest.
So that's what we're going into next. So yeah, just to give everybody a preface to the discussion here, Goonew's body was embalmed, or otherwise known as what, Onyi?
Taxidermy.
Taxidermy.
Like a human taxidermy type thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild.
So pretty much giving features to a dead corpse as if that person was alive and making them look more presentable. So they propped up his body upright in the Bliss nightclub, and they were selling tickets, I think, for about $42 or so. I'd assume on
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. There you go.
Yeah, that's
and so with that, people felt, sort of confused as to why, because the event was called The Final Show. Okay, so a lot of people felt like, okay, we're just gonna go to this club, we're gonna bump, Goonew's music all night, and that's a good way for us to kind of reminisce and remember who he was, who we were when we were listening to his music, where we were, etc. And unfortunately, they actually brought him to the nightclub. He was wearing like Amiri designer clothing, and he had a crown on his head, and he was just kind of dangling there.
Yeah, he was like propped up on top of the stage.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic, and a lot of people told me, even my sister, some friends of mine, that they unfortunately saw this. They came across this on Twitter, on TikTok, even of people recording. And that's like another situation I feel like is just so inhumane. Like, why are people recording this lifeless body, this person that, unfortunately is not with us? Though the setting is just so irregular, still feel like it was very rude and disrespectful for people to kind of just put it all over social media. Mind you, things like this don't get taken down quick if there's so many, it's ubiquitously being spread online.
It's the culture we're in right now, bro. It's just
pull your phone out whenever something bad happens.
Yeah. We're very ignorant. Want everything to go viral. Either dead or alive. Everything gotta go viral.
I mean, it did go viral, bro. I think, didn't they say that's how he wanted to like go out, quote unquote?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they didn't do it the right way. Like, do a private setting, like let people know, bro.
Exactly. Consent. Consent. That is where this entire situation gets a line drawn through it. Nobody was aware that Goonew's body was going to be at the club. Bliss nightclub even came out and apologized on Instagram, saying that they weren't aware that his actual corpse would be at the scene of the nightclub, which caused all the outrage and confusion. So again, I think there should have been somewhere on the flyer or the Eventbrite saying disclaimer, body, there will be a public viewing, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Something of those lines.
They could have easily.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But again, I understand his mom, and even the mom, they on Fox News, they reported on her and the family, saying, that's the way he wanted to go out, according to him, and so he wanted to be in the presence of others. He wanted others to be happy and be in in an atmosphere that
like a party setting.
That was a party setting. So it's really sad to see. Listen, I've listened to Goonew. Goonew was a frequent collaborator with Little Dude, who is also kind of a DMV rapper himself. And I love Little Dude. I didn't listen to Goonew as much, but anytime they collaborated, I was always listening, like the Homicide Boys mixtapes, and especially the song that they got Lil Yachty to hop on. So, they definitely were making waves, and even producer Danny Wolf wanted to collaborate with them. I saw him saying, like, dang, like, was literally about to tell you to come up to Jersey to record, blah, blah, blah. Even Big Flock, other big DMV artist who actually was incarcerated, recently got out of jail. I think we're probably coming up on a year on that. Send his well wishes to the family. So, it's unfortunate to see these situations happen to young black men like us. But again, he lived what he rapped. He was involved with the street life. So it just goes to show. And even he himself verbatim said that, you don't want to be like me. Stay in school, get your education, get your degree, stay out the streets, essentially. So, he tried to speak positivity in his music as well, even though he knew what he was doing wasn't the best for him. So, drinking lean all the time, smoking weed, just indulging in activities that was very risky towards him. And mind you, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Tupac. Tupac sure was, involved in the gang life and all that, but Goonew, he himself was also, but it's just the crazy parallelism I found was that Goonew was also previously shot before, and, kind of got out unscathed after that situation. So it's like, that should have been his wake up call to realize that, man, maybe I should get out of this lifestyle, or, figure out a way to kind of better myself and better.
It's kind of backwards, bro. That's like earning your stripes in that lifestyle.
Exactly.
And so it's like it's a very bad.
It really is. Backwards. Think of Little Reese. Little Reese has been shot like multiple times, and they call him the Grim Reaper. He just keeps coming back.
He is a blessed man. After the first 2 times I'm out the streets, I don't know how.
Yeah.
So
it's
it's
it literally is earning their stripes, like for some reason.
It's a reputation
for some weird
thing.
reason.
It is.
Yeah.
It goes to show, you are unstoppable. You're unbreakable. I mean, look at 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent is a blessed man. Really looking back on that, like, he shouldn't have made that. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have made it
Bottles in the club with mama.
All odds were against him. And then, there he goes, making bangers, making many men, pretty much antagonizing everything that the individual who attempted to end his life was about.
50 Cent needs a documentary.
He sure does.
I don't know if he has one.
He doesn't.
I know he has a movie.
I'm sure he does. He does. I'm sure.
But he might have a documentary. I know he has a movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. But does he have a documentary of everything that led up to that album release? Because people always compare 50 Cent to like Lil Baby. Like Lil Baby now is kind of like how 50 Cent
the same come up,
first came out.
The same buzz,
right?
Yeah.
But 50 Cent is.
I'll continue. Yeah, he's staying out of drama. Like even he didn't respond to Young Boy's diss and all that.
Yep, which I'm happy he didn't. He's definitely grown way more mature as an artist. Yeah, and I respect that. Yeah, man. So rest in peace to Goonew. There is a song from Little Dude that he released as a tribute to him. And I'm trying to see if that's on Spotify, and that is not. But there is a music video for it, so definitely was a nice little tribute to one of his best friends and frequent collaborator. Oh, it's called Face Off. So definitely go check that out. Again, listen, Goonew's music is definitely a little bit different in the sense, explicit obviously, but different in the sense that DMV flow is super offbeat. Especially trap, super offbeat. And I remember even myself, I didn't like music like that. Like when I was in middle school, I was listening to Kendrick before he blew up, like, Mac Miller, all these lyricists essentially. And I never liked to dabble in this type of genre. But over time, I started to grow a little accustomed to it, especially when you listen to the things that they say can sometimes be, heart-wrenching in the sense that, these people really can't get out of this life situation. They've accustomed themselves to this. They're addicted to lean. They're addicted to drugs. So it's really hard to get yourself out of that. And even Juice WRLD really expressed that in his music. And being from Chicago himself, he was getting involved in kind of like the Chirac, violence a little bit. Like he obviously was becoming more of an A-list celebrity at the time, really quickly. At the same time, he was rapping about those type of things in his songs, so who knows? He could have ended up in those type of gang life scenarios. So yeah. Just another one of those things. Another reminder to stay on your P's and Q's. Be careful who you keep around, and definitely know your company. Because for sure, whoever went at Goonew, had jealousy in their hearts. So
yeah, well, most definitely.
With that, we are going to transition now into the student loan forbearance extension. As you all know, since the pandemic began in March of 2020, the federal government and President Trump at the time had put a hold and a stop to interest. So now there's 0% interest on all student loans, and the bills don't need to be paid up until the deadlines that have continuously been postponed.
At this point, it's just they moved it back a couple of times.
Let's be honest. What is Joe Biden doing, bro? That nigga's not doing shit. Let's be honest.
If we're being honest, like he's not doing anything bad. He's not doing anything great. He's just not doing nothing, really.
Someone said he just looks like he's half asleep all the
time. bro. For anybody that watches anime, he's a filler president. He's filler. He's
literally filler.
He kind of is. That's a good analogy there.
Analogy, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's 79 years old. He's the oldest living president, oldest president period in history. It goes to show. I mean, sure, he's not going to be the brightest, the most acute or active president, but I mean, this is still a good thing for him. But as we all know, the midterm elections are slowly encroaching. And so this is probably a good stunt and attempt to help kind of bolster the Democratic runnings for this year. Mm-hmm. And so, it's a good move, sure. And it's probably going to win him some votes. But simultaneously, if people inevitably still need to pay for these student loans, and mind you, this was a campaign promise that he made in his Build Back Better campaign phrase.
Yeah,
He
bro.
did.
In which
If I'm being
I was
honest,
waiting for the promise.
I don't think he's going to take away student loans. If I'm being quite honest,
right.
If he takes away student loans, he'll get assassinated within the hour.
It's not gonna happen, bro. Because I was talking to my friend earlier, bro. So like in America, you can be a businessman and take out $200,000 loan. If you go broke, you can. If you go broke, you just file for bankruptcy. They take away half or all of it, and then boom, you're back to zero. With student loans, you can't do that. So it's like
especially if they're bank loans, not if they're not federal. It's even worse.
Yeah, student loans are the only debt that you actually keep. Like, it's really hard to get. You damn near can't get rid of it.
You could die, your mama could die, your grandmama could die, and they gonna still find somebody to pay these student loans.
Yeah.
Are you the second, third cousin of so and so? We need you to pay this real quick.
That's what I was like. It just shows how like America just values like businessmen over like people who go to like school or grad school and stuff like that.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've been going to this one church recently, and the pastor
one church.
One church.
One church, one time.
This pastor was spitting. He said, "The greatest thing America has fooled people into doing is a lot of people going into debt. Like there's good debt and bad debt, but specifically bad debt. When people take on debt, they don't have a plan. Like student loans, a lot of us don't have a plan. You can develop the plan later on, but a lot of us, even still, some people don't even develop a plan. They just like
go with the flow.
They just go in.
The thing is, they get you into bad debt so quickly. Like at 18
years old, where you're not
18,
even
17.
Most people haven't even had their first job at 18.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I kind of feel bad for my siblings because like they definitely have to like think about college and like damn
how they're gonna
pay
for
but like, you're not thinking about paying like at freshman year. You're not thinking about paying back these refund checks.
Of course not.
I surely wasn't.
You think it's free money?
$5,000 refund checks and you just blowing them on anything. You see?
My freshman year was the only time I took out loans in my entire life.
Yeah,
and I'm lucky because I only took out like 6,000.
That's not bad at all. You can sweep that easily.
And I'm still not paying it back.
Hey,
you gotta pay it back, bro.
I can understand that. Look, it feels like, especially when let's hope we don't, but inevitably, if we have to pay for these student loans, it feels like you're throwing your money in a dumpster fire. Like now you're paying back for your college experience. It's like, oh, you had your fun now. Here's Uncle Sam's here. Like, give me my money back.
Where you going, nigga?
You're a clown.
You don't have to say that, bro.
It's the truth.
But that's really what is happening, dude.
Bro,
so it's like,
I be telling people the Boon. If you thought the Simpsons predicted the future, the Boondock has been predicting Black people futures for a minute.
Sure have.
A minute. I remember there was a chicken episode, and what happened? The Popeyes chicken sandwich. People were reselling chicken sandwiches.
I did not know. Well, I wasn't into the Boondocks like that. I really did not watch anything. I was more of an outside.
I mean, I
was
too. On my
but
PSP.
then, what'd you say, Kevin?
I said I was an outside kid too, but I remember getting episodes of the Boondocks and watching it on my PSP. I remember one of my friends would load them up on there.
That's tough. To this day, there's one Boondocks episode that's completely banned, and it's probably not the one.
I've seen the clip. Yeah,
it's not the one you're thinking of. Probably. Which one do you think?
No. You put it in the chat in the group chat.
Oh, okay. Which one do you think?
I don't know. Which one was it?
It was the one where they're singing the song with the N-word in it.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I mean...
Jimmy Rebel. The story of Jimmy Rebel.
Jimmy Rebel, yep.
It is not... You have to... Well, it's online, but like on the sketchy website, it is not on any of these streaming services.
Yeah, not YouTube.
That was the last straw. They can say, gotta love it.
But that aired on Adult Swim at one point.
It did.
But like censored, of course.
Did.
Yeah, crazy.
How did we get on Boondocks? What are we talking about?
Student loans. No, predicting student loans.
Yeah,
even Uncle Ruckus had a...
My friend, we were talking today. He was like, he told me, he was talking about grad school. He was like, would you go to grad school? Would I go to grad school if it was only $10,000?
Hell no.
I was like, hell no, if it was only 10 grand. I was like, yeah, because it's a good investment if it's $10,000, but it's not $10,000.
Right.
Probably like $70,000, $80,000. So it's like, I'm very much...
I have a question. We all have African parents. Are your parents forcing you guys to do please get a master's degree?
Oh God, this is my life. I don't care what my parents are trying to
I know it's your life, but like I did like at least have your master's degree. Like at least
they can try to force me to do anything.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I remember
he said I got the first step. I'm done.
Bro, one of my parents' friends visited from out the country. He stayed with us for a couple of days. He asked me, did I finish undergrad? I said, yeah. He said, when are you going back to school? And my dad, before I could say anything, he said, "He'll go back to school." I was like, I couldn't help but laugh.
You don't even have your own your own thought process.
You're going back to school.
No, I laughed and walked out the room because there's no way on God's green earth I'm going back to school unless someone pays for it completely. That is not.
Yeah, unless if someone pays for it.
That's my whole distinction with that. Same here, guys. I definitely don't want to take debt out again. School already. I've already kind of did the math previously. Like I've actually gone on grad school websites, like online programs, and seen how much it would cost. Because usually most of them are it's 2 years, so 9 credits every semester. You'll finish with 36. So. I mean, look, it's possible to find external avenues like through your careers or scholarships or any type of thing like that.
Certification will help you.
Certification,
get you good money.
Yep.
But grad school is more like, I feel like with master's degree, if you have a master's degree, it's gonna be there with you for life. So if you ever want to get like a very specific job or that kind of stuff,
bro, I know people with master degrees who don't use it, bro.
Yeah.
Listen to me when I. See, I'm telling you, a lot of these art forms have predicted the future. In Kanye West, he had I forgot which album. I don't know if it was called Dropout or Late Registration. He had a skit where it probably was Late Registration. Yeah. The skit was like, my college degree keeps me warm at night. You fools can have your nice jobs and all this other stuff, but my college degree, it keeps me warm. I only earn $40,000 a year, but guess what? I still got my degree. And that's the funniest thing.
People just want that accomplishment, bro.
Exactly. The accolade.
That's all it is, bro.
Honestly, if we're being honest, you don't need college to be successful. In
retrospect, yes, you're right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, bro. It's just the biggest scam we were taught.
I just think we're in a day and age right now, and this is a cliche saying, I feel like now, but the bachelor's degree is becoming the high school diploma. Everybody is sending their children to school straight out of high school. And like that's the thing, a lot of parents are like, oh, I don't want you to be like me where I just went to high school and I didn't continue my education. I want you to take the next steps, and even though the percentage of people that are bachelor's degree holders, I think is like 46% in America. Maybe it could be a little lower than that. In contrast to that, master's degree programs are like, I think 10 or 15. So obviously a lot of people don't tend to go back and continue their education after getting a bachelor's. But at the same time, it's just become such an accustomed thing for people want their children to succeed. Parents want their children to thrive. The college experience is also the heaviest thing I think that's being sold to young people.
I'll give you that.
Parents grew up in a different time, bro. In this age, you can make money off the internet like this. Like people are living off Instagram, off crypto, off fucking anything, off OnlyFans, bro. You don't need it, bro. You just need to learn a skill at this point, bro.
Tell me, that was crazy. After I went straight to 7-Eleven, right? There was this dude in there. He was talking with the country, and I was just having a conversation. The dude was like, "I make roughly 100,000 to 150,000 a year." I said, "Huh? You make that much?" I was like, "Okay."
You just shouted out loud and proud.
He said, "Oh, I drive a truck. I got my CDOs." I'm like,
"Oh
wow.
yeah, that's also a good one,
bro." There's so many skills in the world that need you that you don't need. Like, I think the biggest thing they're forcing with college is, these pamphlets, be like, and it's us at the same time. Like, people that have been to college been telling people like, bro, I went to college, I saw all these girls, I was partying, living my best life.
The experience is sold to you.
Is the experience
is sold. I know people that would come to Towson, did not go to that school, just to party, and they're making money now. And I gotta give them props because they did it the right way.
Yeah. Bro, the most famous quote unquote Towson alumni, he didn't graduate. He's a rapper, fucking YBN Corday. He didn't even get his degree, bro.
Davies.
Wait, Davies was in Towson?
I didn't know that.
He played on a basketball team. That's why
I did see. I looked him up and I saw Towson, but I wasn't sure if that was our Towson.
Nope.
It's University of Towson. Right. Wait.
Yeah, it used to be called Towson State, and then before that it was called something else.
University of Towson.
So the name, something like that.
I think it was. So he did play basketball here. Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he did. That was back in like
crazy.
07 to 09. But
Yep,
like,
you're right.
and
How
like,
did I know that?
bro,
But look, like
people,
they didn't
and you
make
don't
us.
really learn much in college unless you're like a very strict health major, a very strict law
Engineering,
Yeah,
major,
no,
law,
but
engineering, that kind of stuff.
business.
Yeah.
yeah, college is good if you like want to be in the health field, engineering field, and
Right.
I say computer science too because they make bread.
Absolutely.
But like everything else, like arts, even my major,
Nah.
exercise science, college
Me
is
too.
No,
really
you
Me
bro,
and Tammy had
your
to do
major,
bro.
you guys still get good to your major. You guys can
Bro.
straight to your major, bro.
listen.
I'm not going back to
listen.
school. Bro.
Listen,
That's what I'm
listen.
saying. Like we have to go back for it to actually be
To,
worth it.
to
Y'all
even
can
make like
listen.
80K, we
Computer
gotta go
science
back.
can graduate with a bachelor's degree and go make like 100K a year. You see what I'm saying? But we have to go back to school to get maybe 70K.
Yeah, biology, all biology majors, health, all those you guys definitely have to go like some type of school to actually become
And
like
they can lick my left testicle. I'll go
like to become a doctor, you gotta do 6 years or something. To become
You're gonna censor that
a pharmacist, you gotta do how many years after your bachelor's degree? Like, bro, that's a lot of school.
Bro, listen,
That's a lot of school.
listen. Imagine, say you went to school to be a PT tech, or you want to do physical therapy. Once you
Yeah.
get your bachelor degree, a PT tech A job pays like 14 an hour, 15 an hour, 16 an hour.
Yeah.
So
Barely.
you just graduated and now you're making minimum wage.
I'm
What?
saying.
You spent
I
4
understand.
years
Is it for
of your
experience?
life.
Would you say for experience?
No, like yeah, it's
Yeah.
for experience, but
Yeah.
like, but you have a whole degree.
Like you're certified. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
It's the truth, bro.
I was like, what was the point of getting the degree, bro? To go back and make that makes no sense.
Bro, me and Tammy, legit, we had many classes together. We would spend freaking hours
Studying, memorizing key terms, like yeah.
No cap.
Yeah.
And there was one time I still failed the exam. I don't care.
But it's just like only college only good for specific majors, in my opinion.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's always been like that. I mean, the selling point is the experience, and we really need to narrow on that because a lot of people end up starting freshman year doing undergraduate studies, aka they don't know what the hell they want to major in. And so they end up in the crossroads and the weaves of doing prereq classes that are just required for everybody to take, and they end up doing something that they're trying. Yeah, and they end up trying to do something that sure they're passionate about, but isn't going to be profitable in the future. And mind you, these are individuals that are taking loans out that don't have the means to even be going to school. So you really got to think like in the future, like you need to look at the salary ranges of what you're going to be doing in the future.
Okay.
Because you know those bills aren't going to pay themselves. Like we're really in a lucky position.
Bro,
a lot of people who are graduating now.
Bro, we go to college so early that we don't even know what we want to do.
Bro, you know what I feel like bachelor's degree for a bachelor's degree is kind of a scam because if you really want to save for school, this is what you can do. You can basically just go do your 2 years of college in something tech or something that can give you like good money in the beginning,
right? And
do your certification, bro. I tell you, associate degree and a certification if you're working in tech or other field, it will give you. You will work a good job.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I'll give you a perfect example. Even though you're in a tunnel right now, and I understand, I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah, you got hella space.
It's not like your mic changed. Did you take your AirPods out?
You got hella space on this house, bro.
This man is in the back cave right now.
Hey, Amanda, you want to tell the audience where you're at right now?
I'm in Austin.
Austin what?
Austin, Texas.
Texas.
I'll give you a perfect example. Tammy, you know, remember Afu, right?
Yeah.
So one of our friends, Afu, he has an older brother that he went to community college for 2 years. He got the associate's degree. He was like, bro, I'm not gonna go to like full college. Then the man just got straight certifications and is in cybersecurity. Now, word around the block is my boy up plus a year.
Yep.
You know, he bought himself basically like one of those, those really nice houses that look like mansions.
Yeah.
That's where he lives. Like he bought a house, a whole house.
How old is he again? You told me he's still kind of young, right?
You just gotta have a plan.
Bro, he's like 24. 23,
you have to have a us when we're young.
Yeah,
most of us don't have plans. Most of us don't know what we want to do in life. So we just go through the whole circle.
The process.
Like, okay, go to college. Down finish college. I don't know. Yeah.
I will say, what I'm doing now probably I would not have been able to do back in 2017 when I first got into college because the way I think about it, like let's say you're trying to transition your career. What companies are out there or available out there to teach you the know-how to even get to that point? Like nowadays, you see all these
They don't
boot
want to
camps.
train.
Let's say you're switching to IT, so all these boot camps, seeing all these opportunities, all this marketing, and all this other stuff like can actually help you get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And like people on YouTube are helping you too. Back in 2017, there was not an absolute single soul telling any of these high school kids that I know, you don't got to go to college. You can just do this. You can do real estate. You can do IT. You can get like I did not hear a single voice back then.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, again, I think the pandemic has very much bolstered that because of the fact that
right.
Yeah, because of the fact that people were thinking about what their current careers were, what they've been doing for so long, and then also the shift for a lot of people to going to remote work, the flexibility those individuals had. So it's like you hear stories and it's like, oh, your friends are working remote and like you're still going into the office, you're forced to wear a mask, you're forced to get the vaccine, blah, blah, blah. And so, a lot of people started to have distinctions about what their career and what makes them driven to do certain things. So that's what spurred up the Great Resignation that happened actually last year around September, where a lot of people began quitting their jobs, a lot of minimum wage workers, restaurant employees, waiters and waitresses, etc. And a lot of people now are seeking online means to make money. And so, and there's so many avenues you can go down nowadays. It's insane. Like, again, content creation is blowing up. Even streaming, like I've been trying to stream every day myself, and that has been booming
in the last 8 months. No, 5 months. I'm sorry.
And
three
boot camps.
Yes.
And has that been so far a good investment or a good starting point?
Absolutely.
For you? Good.
Absolutely. Because the first couple were like 300. The first one was 300. It's like I learned a little bit coding. Second one was free, and this most recent one, fully cybersecurity. And even as we're speaking, I've been applying to like 4 jobs.
Good.
Right now on my laptop.
Keep doing it. Hey, it should be way more than that. I hope you know that. Like,
no, I'm gonna keep going.
You better make an Excel spreadsheet, all the companies, what the responses were, what's the status, are they still pending, etc. Like,
okay. And I'm not even qualified for 80% of these jobs.
I low-key hated applying for jobs. I remember I kind of realized your pain you're going through, bro. I hated applying for jobs, the rejection email,
Some jobs don't even give you that. They're just like, we'll talk to you, and then they don't hit you over 4 months.
Yep. And then they send you the denial email.
Yeah. So when you call them, I'll be like, oh, sorry, we meant to deny you.
Yeah.
What I was saying was, I feel like that may be true, but sometimes some of these jobs are terrible people. They are not trying to, they don't want to teach you nothing. They just want to shove you right into the thick of it right away.
Into the thick of
That's my issue with a lot of, right. That's my issue with a lot of companies when it comes to this industry, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Into the thick of it.
But yeah.
Is that what you do? I mean, you go into the thick of it.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm not getting canceled today.
There you have it, ladies and
gentlemen. If you haven't already. Anyway, yeah, man. I mean, those are the main topics that I had for this podcast. Before we get going, I wanted to get a quick life update because things have been a little different since we've all podcasted together. Mind you, like we were kind of into the thick of the pandemic last year. Sorry, just to use the reference that only used. And so literally, our lives are a little different now. I mean, we're all starting to get a little older. Oni, when's your birthday?
August 9th.
August 8th.
You're a horrible friend.
No, you were right there. I
was off one day. I knew it was August 8th or 9th.
Anyway, yeah. So probably the biggest person that's made the biggest transition right now in their lives, and I'm very excruciatingly proud for him, is Emmanuel. Emmanuel, so how is everything now? What you up to? How's your life's situation now?
Bro, my life have changed in a way. I would say It's been good so far. Like leaving Amazon wasn't bad. It was just I was just sad of
What
working.
did you do? No, you got to tell them what you did at Amazon. Don't say Amazon isn't bad. You got to tell them what you did.
No, it's okay because he doesn't work there anymore. So now he can tell us all the dirty secrents of what happens inside of the warehouses, right?
I can tell you the dirty secrets inside there. I used to work there.
And the reason why I said Amazon wasn't bad because Amazon was after leaving the school and the whole pandemic, I couldn't find a job. Amazon was the first place I actually went to actually try and like figure out my life and stuff. Well, I know you guys gonna laugh because like figure out laugh at Amazon.
I'm not gonna laugh.
No one's laughing at you. No.
Yeah, so I got in. I was working the floor, and I was like, "Damn!" I was working the floor for like 3 months. I was like, "Damn, this is like crazy." I mean, it's good exercise and all, but like,
closing your circles.
I can't even lie.
Doing this, like, I had to like figure something out. So I was talking to like the IT people there, like, "Hey, I just got it from like college. Is there like something I could do?" All that kind of stuff. So that's how I pivoted my way to like IT type routes with Amazon. But the thing about it is that I didn't kind of like my manager, and they were kind of like, I don't know.
I currently hate my manager.
They're junior slave masters. What do you expect?
Put me in the night shift type, but like they didn't like rotate me and stuff. So they just like left me in the nighttime. Which I didn't like because like it kind of changed. Like I don't know, Kevin knows this because every time I would come back from work, like he knows like I would probably just like fall asleep and stuff. I don't know, he'd be playing Apex late at night. Like
he'd be watching me playing. He'd be watching me streaming as he was at work.
Yeah, because like
Sammy does the same thing.
Yeah,
because it's like
Hey, I'm a night owl though. I stay up at night.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know. I feel like people like being working at night, but it was just like it was bad. I didn't like it, especially when I was driving back home. It was terrible.
Yeah,
but
like I like working at night just because nothing's happening at night, and I always get this urge like I'd be missing out on shit. So if I work at night, nothing's happening. So I get my money and then I still can go do other shit. You feel me?
You have FOMO?
Yes, I have FOMO with life.
Damn, man.
FOMO.
You don't have to be everywhere at any time, every time.
But right now, I'm
work balls.
Yeah. So right now it's like I got a job, which is kind of good way for me to learn.
Wait, where do you work?
Yes, sir.
I think it's one of those.
You're gonna give us all cards.
Yeah, American cars. I give you all Chevrolet cars.
No, you can keep the American cars. I'll stick to my two.
I'll be I'm trying to get a German.
Chevrolet cars.
Get that foreign. Whooping that foreign. What you mean? If it ain't foreign, it's boring.
That foreign minivan. Shut up, Kevin.
Hey,
Anyway.
No, let me stop.
I would say like moving away from like your parents' place is like actually my first actually moving away from my parents' place because I'm actually I'm more of a family type oriented person. Like I like to be around my brothers, my sisters, my dad and my mom. But also like moving out is like damn. I'm about to be independent and stuff. I have to be managing my finances. I have to.
You are officially a man.
Literally.
Welcome to manhood.
Literally yesterday, I was like looking at my finances like, damn, I'm about to start buying grocery stuff. Before I would never actually think about like paying for rents and like groceries. Oh, I just think about pay for my insurance, pay for this, and that's it. Like not having to think about a lot of things. I have to be careful what outside.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Because rent is ridiculous. There'd be some of these butt crack ugly apartments that be charging like $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 for rent. But you still gotta take care of rats on your own. Make it make sense.
Take care of rats on your own.
It is.
Golly.
They'd be like, we got a rat problem, but you're a big boy, you can handle it.
You're a big boy.
You're a big boy.
Nah, they take your money and be like, good luck, nigga. Like, come on.
Yo, listen. The thing, and mind you, my girlfriend kind of does like work like this, like with apartment properties and stuff. And so, literally, bruh, It's like they will show you the props like apartment rooms.
The perfect
they'll
one.
They'll sell you like with the website pictures and everything like that. And when you get to your actual unit, it is nothing like you thought it was going to be. It is. You do not get what you paid for.
They literally have one perfect room, and then they just show that one off. That's just crazy.
Bro, no cap. I swear.
That's what happened to my senior year college apartment, bro. I thought that joint was about to look spotless. That joint was dusty. There was paint. There was paint. They painted the bottom of the shower tub, and every time we took a shower, like scrapes of it would start peeling off. And so eventually, in the drainage, it was like pretty much dried up paint, and like I had to every so often like take it out. It was just so disgusting, bro.
That's nasty.
It was. It really was, bro.
Nah, bro, they did you dirty, nigga. See, they put luxury in front of anything. They say luxury apartments. Meanwhile, you got guns clapping at 4 p.m. in the daytime. Like, come on now.
Yeah, this man a real Baltimore man.
Very expensive,
bro. Even where we went today, me and Ted.
I was gonna ask where were y'all like, and how was that setting?
We were in the Goonies, bro.
I know you were.
We were in the Goonies.
Bro, we were like a 15-minute drive, like down the same street from my house. That's how crazy.
The setting changed that fast?
No, bro. It was bad. Like all the buildings around us probably abandoned. Every single one.
Wow.
Boarded homes,
bro. Boarded up, yeah.
All boarded windows, I'll say.
It was bad, bro.
Like,
there was a lot of people who didn't even go on the basketball court because they know the surroundings. Like, so we got to get out of here quick if shit pops off type shit. So people were just around it.
People were parking like in the lanes, in the like not even like the parking lanes and street, like in the middle of the street to watch.
they left their car running there and went to go watch just in case.
They were standing like, you're laughing. We're serious.
No, I can believe it, man.
That's why we was only there for like 30 minutes, bro. Because once it gets dark, bro,
you gotta hop out. You gotta dip. Insane, man.
Especially people basketball, bro.
Why people get mad because they lost?
Bro, that shit happens all the time.
If someone gets fouled too hard and they start screaming, you already know it's time to get out of there.
The thing is, it's like when you're already in the competitive mode, and then when someone attacks your pride, is like you know what I'm saying, like, and that happens a lot. So, like,
and this goes back to the Boondocks. It's gonna be a nigga moment.
Crazy.
That's why
I should be a comedian because I am on a tear right now.
You know what? Let's get you on SNL.
Saturday Night Live. It's not even still a good show. I heard it went to shit.
Yeah, it's not good anymore. It's sort of corny now, but it was like one of my favorite things to watch as a kid.
They had a couple of bangers a couple years ago. Yeah. Like they had SNL the same night Trump became president.
Elected,
and Dave Chappelle was on.
He was on a roll.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, I see that one.
And Dave Chappelle, in a Netflix comedy special a couple years later, he was like, I wish I never said that shit on SNL. I said, let's give this nigga, he said, let's give this nigga Trump a chance. And
he did.
A couple years later, he was like, my bad, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tripping.
Clearly that turned out to be a dichotomy. Anyway, I do appreciate y'all being here. Well, I didn't get an update from everybody. Temmie also has a nice little life update as well. Tell me what has
I really do.
Great. No. There has been a milestone that has been reached, and I think we've kind of referred to it in snippets of the podcast. But I mean, you haven't told anybody, you didn't celebrate, you didn't do nothing. Like this was like word of mouth news.
What are you talking about?
Usually people grab pictures, they pop some champagne. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not walking the stage, bro. I don't care, bro.
Are they letting you all walk this semester?
Huh?
They're letting you guys walk this semester?
I don't think they had a graduation.
They're letting us walk in May, bro.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Next month. Okay.
Yeah.
They're actually, it's funny. They're actually wanting to let the class of 2020 also walk, which
Bro,
is
it's
hilarious.
too late, bro.
No,
That's what I'm
late,
saying.
bro.
Like people, literally, Emmanuel has moved out. Imagine, Emmanuel, if you and me was like, yeah, we're about to have y'all walk. You're all the way in
Somebody wanna go
freaking
back to that
Texas,
dusty
starting
school.
your life. It's like, what? Who are
I
you
already
to?
got my degree. I already got my degree and my experience. Thank you.
Bro, it's been
Exactly.
2 years,
I
bro.
don't want that walk. What?
Come
That's
on
actually
now.
kind of wild.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
but yeah, just want to say, hey, we're proud of you, bro. Do not let your
love
achievement
you,
go
Timmy. I
unnoticed,
love
for
you, bro.
real. Like,
I'm proud of you, Timmy. Come on.
gracias.
yeah,
We
great job,
love
bro.
you.
Grass,
Did
yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. That's why I'm putting it out there right now.
I mean,
So,
bro,
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know
see,
that.
I'm not
some
using-
people didn't even know.
I didn't even know
I
you're
mean,
graduating. Okay.
I tried to do the same thing. I tried not to tell people last year.
bro. That's what, like, bro. It's I don't know, bro. It's
Because the way I
the paper?
think about it.
Oh, go ahead.
yeah. I got that shit a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Like
I
2
lost
months,
my
3 months
sheet.
ago.
I lost my sheet.
No way you lost your degree.
Bro, I
It's
ain't even
somewhere in
gonna
my
hold you,
room, though.
Somewhere.
Bro,
This man put it in
bro,
a
we did all
folder.
that work for I
Listen.
did all that work for a PDF, bro.
I have this plan, bro. When I touch $5 million, I'm burning my degree.
Great idea.
I would love
It's
to
a
be
great
there and
idea.
see this. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a
When
great
you
idea.
plus $5 million,
If I
gonna
touch
make
$5 million, I'm burning that degree.
Oh, you guys
You
are
gonna
acting.
make $5 million?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like to hear that.
I'm not gonna use that degree.
If I make 100,000, I'm burning that degree up.
Hey, listen,
Nigga,
tell me.
If I make $30 in an hour, I'm burning that up.
Yo,
bro, no, come on.
Because I think they ship it
No.
for free. You get one free. It's a PDF manual. It's a
Yeah.
But
PDF.
you work so hard, 4 years of your life for a PDF. Come on.
manual, it's a piece of paper, bro.
Bro, it's a piece of paper.
It's not
okay.
the paper. It's the meaning of it.
Let's go. Let's start it, bro. I got
Bro,
Ableton. I've been making
I'm
my
the worst
beats.
rapper.
Come on, bro.
Oni's probably the best rapper.
We're gonna be on Spinrilla, bro.
Hey, yo.
Nah, you gotta. I'll be Oni's manager, bro, because he got the bars. I don't got
Yo,
no.
that's cap. That's cap.
It'd be a new little.
No,
like,
let's have a cipher. No. We can have a cipher. Next time, if y'all start, maybe I can get in the middle. I'm not a good starter.
Okay.
I don't start.
Okay,
I'm not a good starter.
He likes to finish.
Okay.
Pause.
All right.
Pause.
I think this
Pause.
is where we
Pause.
get to the end. It has been an hour and a half. I feel like we talked their ears out of our audience here. Y'all, if you've made it to the end of the podcast, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This has been, a long time going. This podcast has been a huge part of me and my channel, my persona, and everything like that. And I always appreciate these gentlemen coming out, doing their thing and stuff. Again, it's nice to talk about their milestones and stuff because, again, it's not just me doing great things. There's Black excellence everywhere. So hope you guys did enjoy this podcast. Hey, if you have any thoughts, opinions, or anything of the contrary, let me know on Instagram at zachandbro or Twitter, whatever is most convenient for you. And don't forget to follow me. Where can we find y'all, by the way?
If you made it to the end of this podcast and you don't have me canceled, good job. My Twitter is at 21cabbage, 21cabbage on Twitter.
You said that
I'm an aspiring incognito comedian. You can catch my work on this podcast whenever I'm on it.
And bro, this man can cook too.
Oh,
Yeah, he can cook.
You got a little TikTok.
Wife,
Yeah.
husband, husband material.
Cap.
But yeah, my Instagram young_based with 2 D's. That's pretty simple. You feel me?
Yeah. My Twitch
Double
is
D's.
Ember Stone. Yeah.
All right, Ember Stone, and y'all know where to find me. So, hey, I appreciate everybody for joining us today. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. No promises, but again, I thank you guys for taking time to listen to this. Hey, if you listen in bits and pieces, if you skipped around, whatever, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I am also, again, I haven't been on YouTube. I haven't really been working on videos. I am in the middle of some projects, but if you want to find me, I am on Twitch, twitch.tv/zachandbro. I play Apex. I've been playing Valorant. I've been wrecking kids. I have some crazy clips. I have a hover as well, but I'm thinking about making a gaming TikTok. So again, if y'all are really interested in any of that, be sure to join the stream and follow me because your boy's trying to hit affiliate so you can make some money. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to rate this podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace and hair grease.
Closeness, proximity, I need it. Bondage.
This is gonna be a terrible podcast.
Oh, I mean, it's already going left right now, so it's too late.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm already canceled. I'm okay with it.
This man has accepted that. Okay.